All right. Hey, everyone, I want to welcome you guys to this Thursday night's team call. We have a super awesome message today. We have some guests on the call tonight. And before I announce them, I want to go over some news and some things that are coming up so that you guys are all aware of what is going on and what you should be inviting to and everything like that. So I'm just grabbing my calendar right now so I get the right dates for you. Obviously, I have up here, sharing my screen, I have a website up. It's www.coachsummit2016.com. If you have not registered for Coach Summit yet, I want you to get on the wait list. There's a wait list right now, but I can guarantee you that if you're on the wait list, you're going to be able to go. Now, I know you may be thinking, I don't know how I'm going to get flights to Nashville for July 28th, or I don't know how I'm going to get a hotel room, how that's all going to happen. What I want you to know is the important thing is that you set the goal. You write it down that you're going there. And then, can you guys hear me? I was just reading the notes. Okay, so write down your goals. I'm going to Coach Summit July 28th through the 31st. I'm going to be there. I think there's going to be like 18,000 or so coaches at Coach Summit. It's one of our favorite events of the year. You get to work out with like Shanti, Tony Horton, Autumn Calabrese, Sagi, and the crew. So that's going to be awesome. But you also get to meet all the coaches in person. So it's the biggest event. It's our annual summit. We do it once a year. So I want you to make sure that you're there. If you're serious about building your business, which I know you are if you're on this call, because you're here to learn today about websites and how a website can serve you and your business that you're growing. So I know you're serious about it since you're on this call right now. So I want you to, if you haven't registered, get on the wait list in the next week. So that's the website, coachsummit2016.com. The next important meeting that I want you to know about, aside from our team calls, is to remind you, and those of you that might be a first-time new coach on this call, is that my upline, Lindsay Matway, her team calls are every Monday night. We're always welcome and invited to be on those calls. I put it in the Team Dynasty page, Facebook group, the login information for that each week. So you're invited to that always if you're a part of our team. Monday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern time, so the same time as right now, but Monday. Also this call, you're invited every week to this as well. The next thing I want you guys to know is Super Saturday. So Super Saturday is a quarterly event put on by coaches in your area, in the city that you live in. They're all across the country. It's set up pretty much by Beachbody corporate. They give us a training video and some slides and stuff to go through to train you guys, and then it goes out to across all the country, and coaches get together in your town or somewhere near you and do this quarterly meeting. And it's super awesome, especially if you've never been to an event, because you get to see and hear real success stories with weight loss as well as the business in your local area. And it's important that you get involved in these groups and involved in your local area as well. It's kind of like a church, except you're not going weekly. So it's that experience for you to get connected with the people that are part of Team Beachbody with you in your local region and area. And it's also a great place to bring your prospects so they can see what this company is about and what Team Beachbody is about in real life. Because I know a lot of times if they haven't seen it, they just see your Facebook stuff and they think you're some weird Facebook online thing that you got going on, like a cult or something. So it's important that you invite them to see what it's like, what you guys are like in your area there. So that event for Super Saturday, mark your calendar right now. I want you to put up your phone so I can see it. And we are going to mark January the 9th for your Super Saturday event. So write that down, January the 9th. And that will be in your local area. If you go in your Coach Online office, you can go to Events and Training tab, drop down, and you'll see information on Super Saturday. And a lot of places might already have the event set up. If not, just have the date marked, and within 2, 3, 4 weeks before the event. Actually, we're like 4 weeks from the event now. It's like 30 days away. So like 2, 3 weeks, it should be up on the site. So make sure that you have that in your calendar. Set yourself an alert like a week early so you remember as well. And start inviting your friends to go to it. Invite your local coaches and get to that event. And I want to see your pictures from your event. Put them up on Facebook. Share with people what you're doing and where you're going so that they know they can be a part of this with you. So I'm going to stop this share right now so we can see each other. There we go. I can see everybody. I'm super excited about tonight because I'm going to lead into this before I announce and welcome our guest speakers. But I've been somebody from the beginning of my journey that has made a blog. As many of you guys know, and if you don't know, I attract and find most of my people through a blog and also through YouTube. And I know I wrote it in the team page, but I am able to nowadays, 5 years later, sponsor between 8 and 12 coaches a month, brand new coaches every single month. And, that goes between my account and my parents, and then helping my mom and dad as well. And 8 out of those 10 coaches come from my blog or my YouTube. So that's a big number, right? So if I didn't have a blog or YouTube, it would be okay to say with the activity I do, if I left out my blog and my YouTube, I would be sponsoring 2 coaches a month, which is nowhere near what I am doing. But because of that, we're able to build the team and continue to hit Success Club 10 for the past 56 months in this business, which has led us to the business and the team that we have right now. So I originally decided to use a blog and use YouTube because when I wanted to become a coach, that's where I went for my answers. So I went to a blog and I went to YouTube to search for answers on what this Beachbody coach thing was. And I saw a ton of blogs. I saw, the male top coach at the time. He was the number 1 coach in the company. I saw his blog. I saw one of the guys he was mentoring, and he was the top coach, the year before that. I saw YouTube videos, which is where I found Lindsay Matway, who is our upline coach and my personally sponsored coach. And I just found that, I thought about, as I started my business, who do I want to be a part of this team? Who am I trying to attract? And I said, I want someone like me, someone that's fallen in love with P90X or one of these programs, finds out that you can be a Team Beachbody coach, and then is searching for a way and answers about Team Beachbody, what it is, what's a team, what is a sponsor coach, what's a left leg and right leg. All of those questions that I was asking, I found those answers on coach blogs and coach YouTube videos. So I decided I want to be that person so that the Scotty Hobbs, that person that was like me, can find me, like how I found Lindsay in that manner. So that's why I got started with it. And I'll tell you guys, I sucked so bad at my blog. You guys, my original blog is still up. I started it right before I became a coach. It was on Blogspot. It was like Scotty's Over the Top at blogspot.com or something like that. And it sucked so bad. I would just get an image. All I would do is get an image, like a motivational quote, and I would write a post, and I'd put that picture in there and put, "This motivated me today, period." And that would be my blog post. So that's how it started. And I wanted to learn how to make it better. When I started, what I did is I watched YouTube videos to learn how to blog, how search engine optimization, all that stuff worked. And it took a lot of time, like a ton of time to research it and study it. And then I'd figure something out and I'd start on it. And then I'd have to get back to my activity of inviting people and inviting people and inviting people and inviting people. And then I'd go back to work on my blog and I forgot what I learned and I would have to redo it. So I wanted to help you guys get past all of that stuff and just bring you guys some professionals, some people that I met that this is what they do for a living. They're entrepreneurs and they help people build websites, and they have tools and trainings and things that'll help you guys build a website. It'll help me. I originally found them. They go to, Justin goes to my church. We just met at a pumpkin carving thing with our kids for Halloween, and I just started talking to him and found out that he was building this program with his business partner. And, I told him I needed some help, both Aaron and Justin, with some issues on my website. And instead of spending all my time trying to figure it out, I just asked them for some help because they're familiar with it. And I want to work on what I'm good at, what my job is as a coach, which is connecting with people, inviting people, and not spending my time trying to figure out website issues. So I went to the professionals. They're great guys, so I decided I wanted to bring them to you guys. So that being said, I'm going to introduce Justin and Aaron, and they have a presentation they want to give you guys. They're going to go over some stuff with you guys, do a little Q&A. And so Justin and Aaron, I'm going to pass it over to you. I'll unmute you. And then you guys can share your screen, and anything you need from me, just ask. We're pretty informal on our team calls. So,
all right. Cool. That's great. So I feel like Scotty's totally hyped us up now, and we've got a whole lot to
wrong screen
to catch up with. So Like you said, I'm Justin. This is Aaron. And just to give you kind of a brief history of both of us, I've been in sales and marketing for pretty much all of my life. It's all I've ever really known. And some days it feels like I've been doing internet marketing forever. Aaron, for sure, has been doing internet marketing for a long, long time. And so between the two of us, we've got a lot of experience on how to make this work, why certain tricks are better to do than others. And, hopefully we'll get out of this by the end of our time, or you'll get out of it some useful information. And at the end, you'll be able to reach out and contact us for different help. So I think we're trying to figure out how to get this to share now. All of a sudden.
All right, man.
Just a second.
It's wanting to show everything that I don't want it to see right now. So
at least there's nothing dirty up there.
With the screen share, let's see here. You're just seeing what I don't want to share. I guess what can you see there, Scotty?
We can just see minimized screen, like a smaller screen, where you can see your slides on the left and then your main slide in the middle.
Okay. All right. How about now? Do you have full screen?
Perfect. That's it.
Awesome. That's
okay.
Good to hear. So I'll let Justin kind of just jump in and get us started here. He'll just kind of do an introduction, kind of talk about what we do and why we do it. And I'll just be quiet.
Yeah. So Aaron and I have partnered up to put our brains together. And between the two of us, we've come up with a presentation that we think will be beneficial for all of you, especially as you're getting both new coaches and experienced coaches. Because a lot of people have come to Scotty, people have come to us on multiple occasions and said, why on earth do I need a website, right? And can I just do it through social media, which is a powerful tool, but by itself, it's kind of like trying to blow up a bike tire with just your mouth, right? You can get a little bit of air into it maybe, but not like if you actually have the right tools with you, right? So that's the whole point of what we're going to be talking about, is getting you the right tools to become even more successful than you already are. Just like Scotty started out slow, and once he expanded in his tools, he's Scotty. I mean, what else does he need to know? So before Aaron took away my controls, so now I need to click over here. Thanks. Okay, so before you can really get started, right, you need to figure out what your needs are. And that entails, detailing your goals. And I know everybody as a Beachbody coach is huge on goals. And if you're not, you should be, okay? But then within those goals, you need to decide, am I building a business or am I doing this as a hobby, right? Because if you're doing it as a hobby, what we're going to tell you probably isn't going to mean a thing to you. But if you want to build a business and expand and grow and outperform your competition, this basic information that we're going to give you tonight is crucial to hear, okay? One of my favorite quotes, and I know Aaron's favorite quotes, is by Jim Rohn, and it says, you cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. So our goal with this is to help you change your direction so that you can then have a straighter course to reaching that destination, okay? And so just quickly, some of the things that Aaron's going to touch on is, why it's important to have a website, what it can do for you. So the power behind it, the pluses to having it, the minuses to not having it. What can you do with social media? How do you manage it properly? What tools are available? So Scotty mentioned that he had done a lot of stuff himself, right? But he had to work really hard to find some of those tools. And it was probably time wasted almost. Like if he could have been utilizing his time better and not wasted trying to learn something and reinvent the wheel, would have been really, really helpful to him, I think. And Scotty can correct me if I'm wrong there, but okay, thumbs up. Anyway, and then at the end, what we'll do is we'll just have a brief Q&A depending on how much time we have, and hopefully get all your questions answered. And we'll just move forward from there. So Aaron, go ahead and take it over.
Yeah, I'm going to scoot in. I love that Zoom has a chat feature in the chat box. So as we do go through the different slides and talk about the different things, if you do have any questions, please feel free to just drop a chat in. jump in, and I'll be happy to kind of pause where we're at. I'll try to finish what I'm saying, then just reply back to your chat and just make sure that we still get the value that you guys are searching for in here. So kind of a starting point where Justin kind of led into it is, why do I need a website? Scotty already talked about it, that he saw others using it and they were performing and they were doing great. The way that I think of a website is really kind of the focal point of your business, or kind of the keystone of your business. Justin mentioned about having social media. Can you be successful in running a business through social media? Yeah, you can make some money through it and do a good job, but you're going to quickly learn that you're going to hit a ceiling and you're just not going to perform. You're going to just kind of hit that ceiling or that plateau essentially, and you'll become stagnant. You will not grow anymore. And so for those of you who have that, definitely a website is really the next thing to go. The second thing that I think of as far as, why you need a website is it legitimizes you as a business, and it takes you, mentally and emotionally to that next step in your business. Cause it's an investment to build a website. If you're going to do it yourself, you've got time, and time for all of us hopefully equals money. So you're going to have to spend time to build a website, or you can hire someone and pay someone to build you a website. And so that really just emotionally and, just mentally, it's going to take you to that next level as a business owner. Then kind of a good question, or a big thing that I think is, hugely important, is a website is a place to add content about your business and service. That's really where I start with all of the clients that I work with and market. They're just like, I'll just put a post on Facebook. I'll put my special there. You're kind of like skipping the very first step. You're trying to run before you learn how to walk when you go that route. If you put it up on your blog or your website, however you want to put it, it's there permanently and it's there forever. And it's going to continue to generate and create a reoccurring value for you on your website. For those who are familiar with SEO and the value that can bring to your website, that's why a blog or a website, is hugely important to have. And then the last tip here is, blogging about your journey, tips, and successes that you've had. That's, we're an emotional society. We love to connect with people emotionally, see people do awesome things and do great things, and triumph, overcome obstacles and difficult things. And so that's why for Beachbody, I'll say it's, crucial to have that blog to map out your journey.
One thing I was going to say too is a lot of people that do have blogs are like, the constant thought, and I run into this on a daily basis when I'm talking to people, is that I can just blog too, right? Just like I can just Facebook, or I can just YouTube. The thing about having a completely designed, well-designed, organized, structured website is that you will have so much more power, and it'll bring everything together so that, yes, your blog is part of your website, but it's not your primary leg. It's an addition. It's like buying the primary service somewhere and then getting the little add-ons here and there that just make everything that much better. So I just don't want everybody thinking, hey, a blog is a website, I'm good to go. There's so much more, and Scotty can attest to this because I've seen his website and I know he spent a lot of time on it. A well-done website combined with the blog is going to provide you so much power.
And just kind of a side note, I don't know if you know this or not, Scotty, but do you know that there's a WordPress app that you can basically run and add a blog post to your blog?
From your phone.
From your phone.
I've never used it.
It's an awesome tool. So that's just kind of, one of the things, once you do have a website, it's not something that's going to be extremely hard to maintain. With, the mobile application on the phone, you do lose the styling points. So whenever I write a blog from my mobile phone, I always save it in draft mode so I can go in and, do the correct and fix all of the autocorrects, because I don't know if any of you guys are like me. I'm a lazy typer and I love voice to text. And so you can just sit here with your phone and dictate an entire blog post and then go back in and just, correct punctuation and just fix things and make them look good. Does anybody have any questions before I move on to the next slide about, maybe like an objection of why you think you might need a website, or, problems or concerns you might have with setting up, a blog or a website?
Aaron, I see a question on there, and I'll kind of just grab them as I see them.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the app? The app it's just WordPress. So just jump onto the App Store or Play Store and just do a search for WordPress.
And the other question I see, Aaron, is how important is it? How important is the name of your site? Should it be my name?
Well, that's a good question.
There will be kind of a few parts to it. So I'm trying to think how to phrase it. So from an SEO, like if you're looking at it strictly as search engine optimization value, shorter the URL, the easier it is for someone to sit down and type it in and to find you.
No hyphens, no underscores.
Yeah, you've got some good rules there.
Keep it simple. And you want to target, however you're going to market yourself is kind of how you want it marketed, how you want to design that URL. So if you're all about building the Scotty Hobbs brand, scottyhobbs.com is great. But, you know, if you want to build it like Julie's Fitness, right? You don't want to have your name as your URL when your business you're promoting is Julie's Fitness.
So yeah, as he said, just keep it genuine and definitely avoid any dashes, hyphens, or underscores in the URL.
Awesome.
Is there another one there?
Let me check real quick for you. That's it for now. We can continue on. I'll watch for them. I'll let you know if we get one.
Okay,
all right.
Cool, thanks.
Okay, so through here, this is just kind of just a follow-up here. You know, the website, just a few bullet points here. It legitimizes your business. I think it's important that others will take you serious. I don't know how many times I've been told by people that have, you know, looked at someone on Facebook and gone to find them online and they weren't able to, that they just kind of wouldn't jump in to their service. And that's mainly for like service-based businesses like your electricians, plumbers, someone to come hang sheetrock in your house. If they didn't have a website, a lot of people would just kind of just pass over them. So differences in websites, WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, or Page Cloud suggestions. So each of them have great benefits and features. What they are just, you know, content management systems. I do know Wix is with some of the styles on Wix, you are limited to what you can and can't do with the themes in Wix, but it's an extremely easy builder. It's great to build off of. Same with Squarespace. You do get a few limitations on templates and how you can build it, but other than that, it's a fantastic program. I've never built on Page Cloud, but I have built sites on Wix and Squarespace, and my preference is WordPress. Practical stuff.
I think WordPress, for most beginners, especially if you're like, I don't know if I want to hire somebody to go out and do this, right? WordPress is very user-friendly. There's tons of YouTube videos out there on how to do things. But probably the most important is there's a huge support base behind WordPress. And so if you want your website to do something, there's a plugin you can get that will allow you to do that. So really, really helpful. You can make your blog and your website look as cool as you want.
Awesome.
That being said, if you design it wrong, it can look just as crappy. So,
and I've never worked with Practical Social Media before. Yeah, not familiar with them at all.
Aaron, I'll just let you know that's kind of that's something that someone built specifically for Beachbody coaches. Like they take things like our products or promotions, basically, kind of, and they built like pre-made landing pages for our products and stuff. So it's a service.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, it's not like a Wix or a WordPress or anything like that. So Kristen, that's what that is. It's built specifically just for Beachbody coaches. The only problem I see with that, like it's okay, I think, makes it simple, but the more people that use it, there's no uniqueness to it. Like it's all just landing pages that everybody has that's the same. So if 500 other coaches or 1,000 other coaches use it, you all have the exact same thing on your Practical Social Media site.
Yeah, and then you run into issues with what's called duplicate content. So if the exact same content is out there 500 times, Google and their algorithm actually penalizes you for that. And so you're not going to rank well. That's part of why it's so hard to like get just a Facebook page to rank well on Google. If somebody searches your name, it's just really, really hard. And having the website and being able to create your own customized content that nobody else is going to have out there. Yes, you may have similar pictures or thoughts or ideas, but it's worded by you, for the people that are reading. And as Google's bots index it and crawl your site, they're going to give you more credence than they are to somebody else that's using duplicated content.
Awesome.
And Meg, to answer your question, you can do the free WordPress. So it would be your url.wordpress.com, and you can do it, but just from like a web development and just an SEO perspective, I would say, invest just a little bit of money, pay for the hosting. It's more affordable than we think, and buy a domain. You can usually pick up a domain between $8 to $12.
Yeah, I think, again, the primary reason for that is because as you're building all this stuff, when you're using WordPress as your host, so it's like meg@wordpress.com, WordPress is actually getting all of your juice and your power behind your site. Whereas if you had your own domain and were paying for your own hosting, all that's accredited back to you and not to the hosting service. Does that make sense? Okay.
So just kind of going on, I'm sure all of you guys are really good at social media, because that's kind of once you start to create a following and get your raving fans, this is where you're going to promote everything. Your blog is where you want to host everything, where you want everything to sit, and then social media is how you promote it and to share it with everybody that you're hoping to promote to, and other coaches. So this is where we like to you want to think about, evaluate yourself, think of where you're at and where you want to be. Paint that picture, write up a 6-month plan or a 3-month plan, and say, okay, on Facebook, on my Facebook Beachbody page, I want to have X amount of followers within the next 30 days. So set those goals. So first, find out where you're at and where you want to go. And one thing that we get all the time in the industry is, well, I don't know what to post. And so, we've managed social media accounts for people in the past. It's good because, I have mixed feelings about it. It's kind of good because we're doing the activity, but we're just doing the activity is all we're doing. And that's why I love teaching people how to do their social media, because it's genuine, it's real, and I guess it's just raw. It's coming from you and not a prescripted template that somebody else would create if you were paying them to do it. So kind of like what do we do when we do post? Do we just put out a post, hey, I love, I had a great workout today, and just, shoot it out? No, you don't do that. What you want to do is you need to have video. You need to grab your phone and sit and talk to your phone. Your family is going to think you're absolutely crazy, but get your phone out and sit there and talk to yourself. Talk about your journey and let others who are going to be watching your videos experience it. Images, before and after photos, definitely do those. And same thing with the video. Incorporate text. There's a few tools I'll share with you at the end that if you don't already know about them, I remember when I first learned about them, all of them blew my mind. It was just like night and day difference between how I was running social media versus how I run it and work at it today. With you guys, if you guys don't mind just kind of chiming in and chatting in, how often do you guys post in social media on average?
We do about 3 to 5 is what we teach, 3 to 5 times a day.
3 to 5 times a day? Okay, awesome. So I would definitely maintain that. When you do it, one recommendation I would have is where I've seen it successful, where you have a lot of posts going out, is just make sure you keep them kind of distinct from each other. Sometimes if you post the same thing 3 times in a row during the day, it may be just a little mundane. By the time, people might just get sick of you and block you if you're posting the same thing all day. But number one is provide something of value. You've got to be providing something that people want to see, or they want to read, or they want to hear. Other than that, you'd be better off not doing it if you're just going to be regurgitating some garbage and not providing something valuable for other coaches, or building your business, or I guess whatever aspect of your business you're focusing on there.
Well, I think too, keep in mind, you want whoever is going to be engaging in your posts, you want them to feel the sincerity of it, the naturalness of it, and essentially you want them to engage with you. So, I mean, even if you just did a quick post with like a short picture that just said, hey, I had a great workout, I'm really sweaty, how did everybody's post go? or how did everybody's workout go this morning, right? Then it kind of gets them to comment on your post and engage it. And that's not just showing that, hey, I'm still following you, right? That's actually building more power to you, which is cool within your social media, which is reflective back onto your website. So everybody, even though like the blog trails off a little bit from the site and then social medias will branch out, everything trickles back to that site. So again, you can be found. So that sincere, relatable content is going to be really important.
All right.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second listening to you. Okay. Before I kind of just move on, I want to jump into kind of some of the tools that we use, that we value, and that we love to have. Do you guys have any questions about social media, or even if we kind of rush too quickly through the value of a website and why you need to have one? Definitely feel free to chime in. But
well, maybe you can hit some key points, right? Like some key platforms that are good for this industry to use. Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump into available tools. As we mentioned, I love building in WordPress because it's valuable. It's the largest CMS. It's the largest web developer tool in the world. There's more websites built on WordPress than any other thing. I guess any other CMSs right now. Their market share is, we think it's relatively small. I think they're at like 14 or 15%, but that's more than triple of most CMSs out there. And so, as Justin said, there's a plugin for just about everything. A few weeks ago, I just discovered a new kind of pop-up that pops up in the bottom of the screen that says "Join our email list" or "Follow us." And had to have it. And it was just an easy plug-in, but otherwise would have taken days or hours to create and code. We didn't have to. So the next one, Hootsuite.com. What Hootsuite is, if you guys don't have it, it is a social media management platform. It allows you to take multiple social media profiles. So that would be WordPress, or not WordPress. You can do plug in there. Yeah.
Is it feeding back on your end sound like a robot?
No.
Okay, ours is cutting up for some reason. Like it slowly started getting worse. Let me make sure. It sounds like you're Darth Vader.
I'm Darth Vader. I'm just getting ready for the film. I've been practicing.
Something's wrong with your audio. Let me it's really.
I'll just disconnect. See if I can. We're using. So. Just work on it here.
Yeah, if you need to disconnect, I'll hit something real quick for him.
Okay. All right. Hold on a second here.
Okay. Darth Vader. Okay, that was weird. So they're going to reconnect. Something happened with the audio. I didn't know if it was just me or if it was you guys, them as well. I had something I was going to bring up to them while they're reconnecting. As far as, can you guys hear me okay? It was like Darth Vader, right? As far as social media content, what they're talking about doing 3 to 5 posts a day, you don't want to you never want to post links to like your Team Beachbody website to buy a product or anything like that. That's salesy. Don't ever do that. And the one thing that I do want to share with you guys about the content is, like they said, make sure that you're creating value. And then the other thing that I want to make sure you do is that Justin also hit on is that you're engaging people. Asking people, because people want to talk about themselves. So the more that you can kind of, even sometimes if I know the answer, I just want to know what other people's opinions are and ask what they think. And they love that. They share their ideas, share their thoughts. And another thing to think about is if you're just posting every day about, hey, here's my sweaty workout picture. I did awesome. What did you do today? Like, you're going to get some people to comment and engage, but most likely those are going to be just coaches, and you want to speak to your prospect. You want to speak to the person you can talk to. So it's important that you, the way that, when I say 3 to 5 times a day, is find like 3 things that you're super passionate about or that your hobbies. Like mine are personal development and like business mentorship, like helping people set goals and overcome their fears and all that, those aspects of business and personal growth. That, music, and my family. So what I'll do is I'll ask things that a parent would know, or I'll share my personal development, or I will, and Gabby and I are big into, like, even though we seem super quiet and kind of shy in person, like, we laugh so loud at YouTube videos we watch sometimes, and like the little images with words on them. So I'll share those things and ask people, because I want to speak to the person that I want to talk to about health and fitness and how I can help them. So if I'm just speaking about health and fitness all the time, like 9 out of 10 people are not interested in health and fitness, so they most likely won't even listen. So the thing is to engage them in something that they do care about, build that trust and rapport, then you can share with them how you can help them with health and fitness in the end. So let's see, so I don't take all of Justin and Aaron's time, let's see if we can get you guys back. I'll unmute you, Aaron. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear us now?
Yeah, we hear you. No more Darth Vader, unfortunately, guys, but at least we'll be able to understand what you're saying. You can go ahead and share your screen again, or go with that, whichever you prefer.
Okay, can you see it now?
There you go. Perfect.
Okay,
Thank
cool. You. And before Aaron picks up real quick, you know, a couple of good areas really to focus on social media for what you guys are doing. YouTube is huge. FaceTube.
Yeah, FaceTube, yeah.
Yeah, it all blurs together for me anymore. Facebook is huge. Twitter is really good.
Yes.
Especially if you're the kind that just likes to post quick little blurbs, because you can post just something quick and then have it tagged back to your blog or something on your website. But again, don't keep it salesy, because everybody hates spammy looking stuff. And then Twitter, or not Twitter, Pinterest.
Yes,
Pinterest is huge. Photos, you know, especially like you drinking a shake, you showing off your 6-pack or 2-pack or whatever pack you have. Or if you're like me and you just started your 21-day fix, right? And when I get to the end, I'll end up posting my before and after pictures. You know, it's things like that that really inspire people are really good. So.
All right, so I do want to jump in and answer some questions here. Is it Barton Jeffs, it looks like. The question is it better to have a video that is specific to that media source? And then so better than so YouTube, I'm going to say, is just kind of your number one channel to post and host a video. It's free, and it's where you're going to get the most value for search engine optimization. I know there's a strange legal battle going between Facebook and YouTube. Facebook ripped off a bunch of their videos, and they're fighting about that right now. But I would first post and publish to YouTube, and then share your YouTube URL on Facebook. But if you're just doing kind of like a quick like testimonial video, you just want to have a quick thing to put up, have on Facebook, definitely just first post it to Facebook. And then I would save your more valuable videos where you take time to create and generate the videos for YouTube. From there, Instagram, yeah, I would definitely do, I think it's like 15 seconds that you can do on Instagram. I don't recall the length. I always forget what it is. But yeah, do Instagram, post them to Facebook. I can't think of any like case studies or studies that I've read about the value going from Instagram to Facebook. So I don't know if there's any like SEO value to that, but I would definitely do it. And I think that answered. Okay.
Aaron,
How long is good for a social media video? I would say definitely less than 60 seconds. It's going to depend on just kind of your target market and your demographic, but most of us, we start to tune out between 30 to 45 seconds. So I would say, you know, no longer than 60 seconds, definitely is kind of my opinion on that. And
yeah.
There's all sorts of statistics you can find on it too.
I think you can find some statistics on some longer length videos, like 1.5 to 3 minutes, but you'd better have some good quality content that's engaging to people. Because quite honestly, everybody on this chat tonight has probably seen the video that they're like, oh man, this is stupid. Why did I even hit play? And you get 10 seconds into it and you're like, boom, I'm done. And so if your video's longer than 60 seconds and it doesn't have value to bring to the table, nobody's going to watch it and you just wasted your time.
Yeah. I like to, if I'm going to post or do something, my best critic is my wife. I love to ask her of her opinion and just, you know, have other eyes view it before I typically go live with something.
Awesome. Aaron, can I touch on something real quick, Aaron?
Please do.
So Kristen's asking some questions here, and I want to share what I do. Like, for example, like my main thing is video. I do video, YouTube, along with my blog. And so every video I make, like whenever I'm going to make a video, all of them go to YouTube. And then ones that are like short and powerful and to the point where I want somebody to see it, I upload that one directly to Facebook as well. So I have it hosted on YouTube and then directly uploaded to Facebook as well. Because I know that if I create a video on YouTube and then I post a link on Facebook, their relationship, YouTube and Facebook, not many people see that video at all, unless I put it in a team page where people come to look at that, come to look and get training. And so, like, if you do have a quick message you want people to hear, your thoughts, like you were saying, something real brief, or like a testimonial and stuff, do put those, or something funny, engaging. I say upload that to Facebook, but I put everything on YouTube. And this is what I think about it. Like, so I'll give you an example so everybody can hear here is like Gabby and I made a video together. Our first video ever was right before Malik was born. We had 106,000 views in a week on about Shakeology while pregnant or breastfeeding. 106,000, bam, on YouTube, on Facebook. I also upload it to YouTube because I put every video on YouTube. But here's the thing about Facebook in this aspect and why it's important to have something hosted on a blog like WordPress or on YouTube is that nobody sees that video anymore on Facebook. It's like gone. It's exciting and then it's gone. It's not searchable, like you said before, really on Facebook. So like it's good to get the message out there one time. You can push out a message that you want to share on the YouTube if you directly upload a video. But it's important to have it on YouTube or a blog because it lives forever is pretty much how I look at it. Like someone can search it. Do you guys agree with that, Aaron? And
absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. I just wanted to kind of clarify to Kristen the reason.
I saw that video. It was really well done. So if I'm not a pregnant woman and I watched it.
There you go.
But that kind of valuable content is huge because I even shared it. And so I know people that are pregnant and are trying to figure out how to stay fit. I have a sister that's always trying to look for new ways to stay fit. And so it was good for her to hear what you guys said. So that was awesome.
Awesome.
And then I think, is there a question there that you needed to answer?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of the best way to answer the question. So how many times should I write a blog post or how many times should I do a blog post? So first I want to say you've got the right train of thought of always adding a video. I would add, any type of graphics, images, big quotations, anything to make it more legible. But I would say as much as you possibly can. Some people post daily and write a blog daily. Some people, write once or twice a week. There's a blogger I follow faithfully. He's got an amazing blog. He's got an amazing podcast. And he wrote for about 3.5 years, almost daily, like 5 days a week he would post. And the max he ever got to was like maybe 1,000 viewers a month. And so it wasn't that big. And it wasn't until he actually started to slow down and put more thought into his posts and started writing more valuable content in each post. I think he scaled back to about 3 times a week. And he's exploded. I mean, he gets a couple 100,000 hits a month. And he's doing great with it. So there's no magic sauce. I can't say 5 posts a week is what it is because there's so many conditions or I guess things that are in the mix of just pure value association that really matter.
Well, and you'll notice Aaron mentioned the word value, right? Like 5 or 6 times in that short little thing that he did. That's really the key, right? You can get a lot of value in a little blurb, but not as much as you can if you're writing like 1,000-word blog. And that's
a big blog post, by the way.
It is a big blog post. And if you're doing some of those longer blog posts, right, maybe do a long one once or twice or 3 times a week and do little filler posts in between, but always keep some sort of graphic. It doesn't have to be a video. It can be a picture. And then when you read your post, make sure it flows smoothly. So sometimes I've written blog posts and I've needed to break them up because they've been longer like that. And right in the middle of the post, you can throw an image in there. And you could even link it back to something else with another article within your website or something else, but just something that kind of break it up so it keeps them engaged as they go and they aren't feeling like, hey, I'm reading a novel.
So let me jump in there. Scotty, are you familiar with like the phrase of scannable on a blog post?
Is that where because I use a plugin that helps with my SEO. Is that like the ability, I can't think of the word, on how easy it is to read?
Well, not necessarily how easy it is to read. I don't know about any of you guys, but what I'm guilty of when I hit a website or I hit a blog, I use that stupid mouse wheel and I scroll all the way to the bottom, all the way back up to the top, and I scan bullet points, bolds, images, graphics, and videos before I ever like mentally start to digest what's on the page. So when you do a post, make sure it's scannable. So for those that are strange that love to just like quickly hit the bottom and back up to the top to see if there's anything of value to stay on the page, try and provide that in either bold text, bullet points, quotations, or anything like that.
Awesome.
And so just anything that's kind of engageable.
And I know we're running a little short on time, so we'll keep going here for just a minute and then we'll answer some more questions.
All right. So Hootsuite, you can download it and install it on your phone. You can plug in your Facebook page, Google+, Twitter, any other social media platform, and you can manage it from a single place. So if you want to be able to sit down and quickly send a post to Facebook, Google+, and Twitter simultaneously, you can do that through Hootsuite, and you can just basically sync all of those accounts in there. You can add up to 3 accounts for free. It's a free tool, which is fantastic. If you want to have a 4th, 5th, or 6th, or have multiple people managing and using the account, they do have paid options. Buffer is another one, and they both have mobile applications or web-based applications. Buffer does the exact same thing, but you can have up to 4 accounts on your Buffer account, and you can pretty much do the exact same thing. Scheduling your posts, I would say, is probably one of the best tools you get from the 2 of them. Let's say if you're nice and lazy Sunday afternoon, and kids are sleeping, or you just have that extra time, and I'm sure everyone in here lives a very, very busy life full of a lot of fun things, hopefully. But with Buffer and Hootsuite, you can schedule out your posts. So if you have 2 hours to spend on a Monday morning, you can actually pre-schedule all of your posts and save some time for the week, and it will basically just send them out for you at times that you specify for that. And so those are 2 great tools. Canva, it has to be probably one of my favorite social media tools that's out there. Canva.com. It allows you to create awesome graphics, and it's extremely easy, and it's also free. They do have some paid features to it, but a majority of it is free. So I would definitely check out Canva.com. And CinchShare for all of my auto posts. I've never used CinchShare, so that's cool. Like one theme forest for WordPress. PicMonkey. Yeah, PicMonkey is also good.
Mm-hmm.
I love Canva. They've added a ton of new features. So if you guys haven't been in Canva here recently, definitely check it out. They've added a lot of new features to it as far as what you can add and have in there. Pablo by Buffer is a new tool that just launched a few months ago. It's more of like inspirational quotes. So you can pick your background, blur it, put a quote on top of it, or just a message, whatever you want to share. So I would check out, Pablo by Buffer, and then just, the WordPress mobile app. It's great. It's really just kind of streamlined my blogging process. It just allows me, if it's my lunch break, or I'm just taking 10 minutes between the computer and I have a good thought about a blog post, instead of trying to scribble it down on paper and maintain that thought process, I can grab my iPhone and just do the voice to text and just ramble on for about 10-15 minutes, and then hopefully when I get to it in front of the computer it makes sense. So but it's a great way to capture some thoughts and ideas. Let's see here.
I think that's...
Yeah, so kind of from there, from the social media, there's a lot of things. I could probably go on, with each topic. I could spend 4 hours talking about reasons why we do need a website and why you need to have it, why it's so important as a focal point for your business. Outside of there, I'd love to open it up for questions. I don't know if we can have people unmute and chime in. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you, Scotty, for anyone who has if you have any technical questions you want to get out or anything else, we're here to help you.
Yeah, let me, anybody, if you want to ask a question out loud, you can just type in there and I'll unmute you, or you can just type it in there and I'll say it out loud. So does anybody have any questions? Let's see. I'm scrolling up real quick. I'll watch for them real quick.
Okay.
And everybody's being shy.
Well, and maybe, let me throw this in there really quickly. Okay. No, we got a question.
Let's see what it is. Oh, Samantha, let me unmute you real quick. We'll let you talk. I don't like, we're usually all unmuted, but okay, Samantha, you can talk. I got you unmuted. Are you there, Samantha?
You here?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. I am having a hard time figuring out with my last name as far as how it's spelled and how that works. How do you go about finding a best way to not misspell a blog website?
So I personally, when I work with clients like this, we try to figure out the best way to market them. And sometimes there's nicknames that people know them by, and we can incorporate the actual spelling into some articles, use it kind of as a targeted keyword. So when people look at them by the full name, spelled correctly or incorrectly. So you can include keywords that include misspellings, right? So when people are searching for those, they still find you. That's kind of tough when you have a hard to spell name, in my opinion.
How complex is your last name?
They
What's
just,
that?
You just wrote it in the chat box, just barely.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I've
see
had
where.
that for over a year, and very few people can actually get it right to actually go there. Every time I send someone there, they're like, I didn't get it because it's not spelled right, or I didn't get an S, or I didn't get the EI, or
Did you spell it correctly?
No, I actually let it go.
So it's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it expired 2 months ago.
So, and that's something like, if you wanted to reach out to us later, maybe we could help you brainstorm a few things, because this is something that both of us deal with on a daily basis. And so we'd love to help you out with this, especially being part of Scotty's groups. If you need some ideas, we're happy to help. If we reached a certain point, there are some paid services that we can offer. Like even if you already have a website that's doing well, but you want to improve it, we've got some reporting services and SEO services that we can help with too. But yeah, Samantha, if you'd like to reach out later, maybe you, me, and Aaron can brainstorm a few ideas on some things to help you out with your name and your marketing for that.
Yeah, it's really important to, once you pick kind of like a brand, just to stick with it. I know a guy that I've skated with him a few times, but he had a little bit of a complex last name, and he's riding pro for a few companies right now, and he kind of adopted a nickname. Everybody just called him Cheddar. It's a terrible nickname, I think, but people just started calling him Cheddar, and it stuck. And it's been able to kind of like push his career a little bit because it was easy to brand him.
Interesting.
So,
I appreciate that.
yeah, anything to brand yourself, I'd say.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What other questions do we have out here?
I'm going to ask, Barton was the next one that went up, so let me find you, Barton. Okay, Barton, you're ready to roll.
Hey, thanks, brother. My question is, many of us, clearly Beachbody coaches, do you discourage having Beachbody products on the main page? Or, is it more encouraged to make it personal and have them find Beachbody somewhere else in a link or a drop down versus being right up front? And you just mentioned SEO. Is there a product or a way that you do recommend optimizing a blog post or your website?
So I'll jump in really quick while Aaron's thinking. As far as the SEO thing, one of my favorite tools is a plugin called Yoast SEO. And it's a phenomenal WordPress plugin that's a great kind of starter introductory SEO thing that will help kind of guide you when you're writing your blog post, so that you can make sure that you've hit some of those keyword structures and included them in certain areas throughout the post and the URL. as far as the design on the homepage, I don't think it's bad to show Beachbody stuff, but you've got to keep in mind you don't want it super spammy, right? Because you're not an e-commerce store. And so you want to find that balance between the sales side and the personalized side of it.
Yeah, I think to add on to what Justin says, as far as that is, there's 300,000 coaches and we all have the same product. So you need to sell yourself and your story.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. And earlier on, Aaron touched on a really good point, right? It's all about emotion. And if anybody's ever done sales throughout their life at any point, you understand that emotion overrules logic every time. So people will, I know it sounds stupid, but that's what marketing is all about. And you're marketing yourself to get people to buy you. And then as a byproduct, they're going to buy your product.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think here. There was two parts to your question there. So Justin touched on one, and I want to make sure that we're answering all of your questions. What was the first part of your question there again?
That was the site design.
The site design?
Yeah,
okay, so
adding Beachbody stuff to the first
okay, got it.
I just answered it backwards.
Okay. You kind of lost me in the backwards.
Okay. What other
Darren says info for optimizing blog. We talked about that, Yoast SEO. Erica says, I have a question about my site. How can I add my recipe page to my main top menu? If you're on WordPress, you should be able to go into your menu drop down in WordPress, and you can specify or select certain pages to be in your top navigation menu. And I've also used, I think I've only used just one, an actual plugin that was built for recipes to kind of design them and organize the pages. So if you haven't done that, I would look into that. It's a great way to just organize your content on the pages. Awesome.
Again, that's probably a question too. If you needed a little bit of help, we're happy to help. Like I said, if you start taking 10 hours of our time, we might have to negotiate something, but we'd be happy to help out with that a little bit.
Awesome. I was thinking of something, and this is for everybody else. Someone asked in there, should I put a video in my blog post? And you guys were talking about good images, videos. What I found is my first 2 years, I never had videos in it. And then the last 2.5 to almost 3 years now, I put videos in it. Not in all of them, but I'll put a video in the bottom of it, in the end of my post, or embed a video somewhere in there. And the reason is, what I found is that, sometimes you can't, unless you're a really good writer, which I'm not, you can read it, but you don't really know who's writing that post, who they are. So just by me putting some videos in a few of my blog posts, they got to see who I was as a person, and
right.
We're selling ourselves. So that was the power I saw in embedding one of my YouTube videos into a blog post.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Scotty. I think keep in mind not to do it in every post, because those get really old after a while. Mm-hmm. And you could even just link to a video from there. So you could write a great article and just in there be like, hey, check out my other video when I talked about this, and have that little phrase or word or whatever link to go to that video. So internal linking between documents and videos can be really helpful within your website, kind of from a back end and how the search engines view your website.
Can I have a second part of that question? I guess I didn't do a question. I did a statement, and then you gave me some advice. My second part of the question is, if you do that, if you embed videos, does that hurt your search engine optimization, videos in it, or is just curious?
No, it's actually good to diversify blog posts. So Google's when Google crawls your website and is trying to just get pure data, it can't do JavaScript, and it just sees a video as a video. So there's low there's low search engine value to videos, but there's high conversion rate value to videos.
Okay.
One thing to keep in mind, though, when you embed a video, you want to make sure that Google can crawl it. So that goes back to the SEO side. So images, videos, anything that you're putting in there needs to have some sort of, it's called alt text or alt tags.
Yeah, alt attributes.
Alt attributes, thank you.
Yeah,
and,
so you can do a description. So let's say you've got a video that's about, you do like a 30-second video that's about like a specific workout. When you post that, I know through WordPress you have those attributes where you can say, hey, this is, disc 1 of the T25, 20, and you can kind of just lay out a good description for Google to understand what that video is about.
Yeah. And once you've done it and posted it, nobody else will see that description. It's just hidden in the background.
Okay, I didn't know that. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so if you didn't do that, you need to do it because it'll improve it. You'll see like a huge improvement.
Yeah, and you can actually make those modifications in WordPress just by going to the gallery. And I'm trying to remember if they list it as alt attributes or but anyways, there's a field just in the media gallery where you can go in and update it, and it will change it on all the pages.
Okay, awesome. It shows like everything you upload into your WordPress site is in the media gallery as far as pictures and stuff.
Yep, and correct.
There's like a page I think you can edit things about the picture like from the main page. So there's an option there then where you put those in.
Yeah, I think on WordPress it's actually called alt text.
Yes.
And then there's an alt description, and you can fill both of those out. So that's about the only time you want to use a hyphen is with an alt text. So
okay,
separate. Instead of just having a space in there, use a hyphen.
Hyphen. Okay. One last question since we're at the hour, and actually two. We'll do two real quick. Samantha's first. When you're doing a post, like writing a blog post, have you guys found it to address when you're writing as if you're speaking to a crowd or a group, or to one person specifically, to that one reader that's sitting at their desk reading that blog post?
I think it depends.
I personally like, and this is going to be a personal preference, is personal posts. The value associated with like SEO is going to be the same. No matter who you're writing to, the value is going to be in the content and not to who. But as a personal preference, and from what I've seen and what I've read, it's easier to connect with something that's, feels like it's written towards me.
Yeah. Well, and most of the stuff you're doing anyway is you're trying to get people to join your cult, right, Scotty?
Yeah.
And you're really not talking to thousands of people. I mean, thousands of people might read it, but only an individual is reading it at any given time. And so that's actually really helpful, just to write it as if you were talking to that person right in front of you.
That's what I've seen. I do that with my videos to answer on that with Samantha's. I say, hey, maybe you're sitting, I'm like, hey, maybe you're sitting at work and maybe you're feeling like, and so I'm speaking to that one person, not like y'all are sitting at work. It's you, hey, maybe you've worked 12 hours today and you're looking to take the next couple overtime shifts because like I'm speaking to that one person like that. So last question, Barton says, I would like to know your opinion. What is the best way to decide what words to use as your YouTube keywords? Or let's say a blog post keyword or your focus keywords?
Go ahead. Yeah, my opinion, your focus keywords before you write a blog post and before you ever start a video, you need to know what your content is going to be about. So if your keywords are going to be focused around goal setting, then you want to have a lot of things focused around goals. If it's going to be around weight loss, then your keywords are going to be built and based around weight loss. If it's going to be about just health and fitness, bulking up, getting more muscles, or however you're choosing to write that post, that's really what your keywords are going to be about. Really, I mean, weight loss is probably one of the more competitive key terms out there in the industry as far as Google search. It's right up there with the word credit cards. It's extremely competitive, and there's a lot of people who have programs and platforms out there. But when it comes to the YouTube videos, providing a very detailed instruction of what the video is about in your not your post title, but the text you can have in the drop down or your video description, that is an absolute. Always link back to your website from YouTube. There's great value in that. And
yeah, and don't do what people were able to do like 7 years ago, right? And just put keyword, keyword, keyword,
Yeah,
keyword, keyword. You want it to flow like a normal paragraph or description would flow, but be creative so that it makes sense why you're throwing in the keyword, right? You don't want to be talking about one topic and then all of a sudden throw in weight loss and then keep going on your topic. It wouldn't make sense, right? Google's algorithms are so smart that if you want to be found, you need to be grammatically correct. It needs to flow. The syntax needs to be there. Just like you were talking to your 9th grade English teacher. I mean,
yeah.
Awesome. I'm writing a note because I learned some awesome things today.
Yeah, and I'm sorry we went so late. I don't know if you guys can still see our contact info, but if you want to reach out to us, reach out to us.
Keywords. Okay. Sorry, I'm writing a sentence, and then I'll help close you guys out. So I just have to say one thing. I always like to kind of teach what I learn when I'm on a call, when I learn something as well. And I think that's what this business is about. And Shalene, I saw a bunch of you guys mentioning Shalene. Our whole job as coaches is to figure things out in life and teach it to other people. You know, whether it's any part of your weight loss journey, but also like this stuff, learning it and teaching it to other people, because you can connect with somebody that's trying to learn this and then build that relationship, and now you have something else to offer them. What I learned, so I have over 1,000 videos on YouTube. I don't know if you, Justin, and Aaron know that, but
I did know that.
So every video has, I do like email capture with lead pages and stuff like that. So I have a link, like my contact info, my website, and then a free option, which is like a lead page to gather emails. So I have that. But my description, I've been slacking hardcore. I have 1,000 videos with a description that is just a copy of what my title is. I put a lot of thought into my titles, and then I just copy it and put it into my description. That's it. And then I put a lot of tags. So I really learned that I need to write more in my description what I'm talking about in the video, in each video. So I need to do that. And then also, I didn't know, like, as far as keywords, and this is for you guys to correct me if not as we close out, like I always put, I think about I'm the person, like I'm making a video specifically to reach one person. I can help, right? So I think about what are they going to, if they're sitting at work, what are they going to type in, you know, into Google or into YouTube, looking for an answer. And then those are kind of my keywords, you know? So, but you guys are telling me, just so I can get correct. So it's going to help me a lot if I kind of write a sentence, but creatively using keywords that my video talks about, instead of just like 3 keywords, 2 keywords, 3 keywords, you know, some topics for my thing, just randomly, but what I'm talking about, but try to create a sentence with that in a way, or a message.
Yeah. So one of the things that the search engines are looking for is relevance, right? So if your description has a ton of keywords that you think somebody might be typing, but it's not relevant to the description in your video or the video content or your blog and its content, Google's actually going to make that comparison and be like, well, this guy's isn't very relevant, so we'll have it come up on page 2, 3, or 4. But if you had targeted your keywords in your article and in your description to all be uniform and be relevant to one another, then Google's going to see that and be like, wow, this matches the search query that this person typed in. It's got relevant content for what his intended search was, and now you're popping up in front of him. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, Justin, Aaron, I want to say thank you guys for giving us your time tonight, and I just want to tell you guys they've helped me with a few things. That's why I wanted to get them on here, because I know if you guys have any questions, they're willing to help you. Like I said, they'll give you some, just like we do. We'll create some value, give some advice for free. But if you start asking them to do all this back end stuff on your office, they have some services. Obviously, they're a business just like we are, you know, where they can set something up for you. But I'm excited that for the value that I got today and that you guys got some value. Thanks again, Justin and Aaron, for your time, because I know time is valuable. It's the only thing you can't get back. So thanks for giving us your time tonight. And thanks to each of you guys, each of you coaches that were on here with us tonight, because you guys gave some time as well. And you invested in yourself and becoming more of a professional in this business that you're in. And I want you guys to remember, this is a profession. You know, network marketing,
having a product, marketing yourself is a profession. So thank you guys for taking it seriously. And my one last invite as we close it out, make sure you screen capture this image right here. I'll do it too in case someone forgets, so we have it, of their contact information and their website. But the one thing I want you guys to challenge you guys with in this, finishing out the year strong, is that you never win a race by slowing down. It's always about pushing yourself as hard as you can through the end. And also, 2016, I want this to be the year of personal growth for us. The more that we can each embrace our own, increasing our skills and our mindset and teach our people to do that, we're going to be able to move forward as a team and hit the goals that you guys have with your businesses as well. So it's the most important way that you can invest yourself is in your own personal growth and your skills and your mindset, because nobody can ever take that away from you. I was listening to Tony Robbins, and he said, in 10 years, a third of the jobs in this economy will be gone. So it's important that you take every single day and grow yourself and your skills so that you can always move more towards being your own boss and being your own CEO. And that's why I love having Aaron and Justin on here. Although not fully doing Beachbody, actually Justin's a newer Beachbody coach, but they're entrepreneurs. They're building something for their family. Even though they have other full-time jobs, they're out being entrepreneurs as well. So I like to connect like-minded people. So we'll see you guys next week on the Thursday night team call. And I hope you guys all have an incredible week. We'll see you guys later. See you guys. And this is recorded. I'll have it up on my YouTube channel as always, and placed in our team recordings on my website and blog at scottyhobbs.com. See you guys later.